In order for the camera to be on you, you have to make noise.
Okay, so next time I'll go.
Yes, do that. All right. Take 2. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hey everyone, I'm Cameron Gonzalez.
And I'm Cameron Goodman.
And welcome to the CamSquared podcast, where we talk about whatever the fuck we want.
Blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
Today we're going to be talking about years behind the trend, but whatever. The show's still good, so we can still talk about it.
Years? Didn't it just come out?
Yeah, it was a joke, Cammy.
Weeks. Well, we didn't do the comic books, read the comics.
Well, yeah, then we're 3 years too late for that.
I feel like I should read comic books. I think I would enjoy them.
Me too. But, it's hard to start. I mean, this one actually we could probably, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what we should do.
Speaking of the comic books, the comic books are by Robert Kirkman, who also did The Walking Dead, which makes a lot of sense when you watch the show, because I was like, why is this shit so gory at the end of the first episode? I was like, Jesus Christ, they're showing a lot. But then I saw that Robert Kirkman made it, and I was like, that makes sense. It makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, Invincible ran from 2003 to 2018, and I just have a note about how whenever, Robert Kirkman and the other creators were designing Invincible, they didn't consider his ethnicity because, they were white guys. And that's his word. He said they were white guys, and they didn't, like, they never had to think about that kind of shit. So when it came to making a, what do you call it? It's not live action. A television version?
A television?
A show? An adaptation? Anyway, they saw it as an opportunity to make the, it more racially diverse. So they were like, Mark's Asian now.
Yeah, I was wondering if the characters were supposed, like, did their races match the comics? I mean, obviously, like, Black character would have to match the comics.
Well, it was ambiguous in the comics. Like, they just were drawing some guy. But
they were like, just a guy. Yeah, I mean, I feel like you only know he's Asian because of the actors, really. Like, it's not that even that clear, like, watching.
His mom, though.
Yeah.
Girl, what?
I'm saying, like, with him, though, like, if you just saw him, you wouldn't automatically be like, yeah, that's an Asian. You'd be like, okay, yeah, that's a guy.
Here's a quote from Robert Kirkman, and he says, I have to admit, if anything, his race in 2003 was ambiguous. You kind of see him if you were Filipino as a Filipino character, or if you were Italian, you could see Mark as Italian. We would have Mexican fans, and they would say, I'm so glad that you made Mark Mexican. And we were really kind of taken aback by that because we were dumb white guys that were doing comic books, and we had never really considered what Mark's race was. This is another quote. He says, I think representation matters, not to get on a soapbox or anything, especially in the world of superheroes. You don't start getting non-white superheroes regularly until the 70s, and even then, through the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, they're still somewhat rare. There's not a lot of these characters to this day that are different races. Anytime something can be changed to bring more representation into it, I think it's very important because there's a tremendous amount of people out there who don't see themselves in what they consume. And what they consume. But it's very important because there's an audience hungry for this stuff. It actually benefits projects. So aside from being the right thing to do, it actually helps projects these days, which is a really great thing. So
I agree.
Robert Kirkman for diversifying this cast.
Adding some representation. Yeah,
and they made Amber Black.
Is she gonna be a superhero though?
I don't know, let's see.
No. Let's not spoil.
No, I just want to see if she is even, because they mentioned it, and I was like, did he just have a random girlfriend, and they decided to make his?
I mean, MJ's a random girlfriend in Spider-Man, so she could.
But she be having plot points sometime. She's straight up Caucasian in the.
Amber's Caucasian in the comics?
Yeah, and I guess they were like.
Wow. Okay, so they said More representation.
Yeah, they said now she's blicky black.
Although I'm not a fan of this representation. Because with Amber, I loved her the first episode. I was like, yes, girl. Like when she like kicked that guy in the nuts or whatever. I was like, period, sis.
He's
And
like,
then
really
as the
hot.
show went on, episode by episode, I wanted to punch her. Just especially at the end when she revealed that she knew that he was a superhero. I was like, so why are your panties in a bunch when he can't show up for stuff if you know what he's doing?
Starches and then, bitch, what were we arguing about?
What are we arguing? Why are you mad at me?
Damn. Walks out. But okay, do you want to talk about these in order? How to make this not
Oh wait, back to Robert Kirkman quote though.
okay.
I was gonna say that I noticed this year we're getting like 2 Asian superheroes now, which is kind of cool because we get Invincible and then we're getting Shang-Chi later this year. That's a win for Asians when it comes to representation in superheroes. But that also brings me to another question, which could be like another video on its own. So we'll make it brief. But never mind. We'll make another video on its own.
Well,
I was gonna talk about.
what's the topic though?
Okay, I'll talk about it. I was gonna say, like with Black Panther, I was having this discussion with my mom the other day because she was watching some YouTube video where people were talking about like they wouldn't mind if Black Panther got recasted because they don't think it's fair that the character like dies with Chadwick Boseman, and they don't really believe that he would want it to like die with him. And I was like, points were made, but I don't feel like Chadwick's replaceable. But also, like that's another acting opportunity for another like Black actor that.
Yeah,
So it's a tough thing.
Those are valid points, but I think it's sort of like Chadwick Boseman's death was straight up like a traumatic event for the Black community.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it feels really hard. It just feels weird to do that. It's like I see what you're saying, but it's like it was Chadwick Boseman. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was if it had been like the third Black superhero to be on the big screen, it's like, oh yeah, we can just recast him, but like it wasn't.
Yeah, it's a
And
very.
he died in like the worst year since fucking 1945. So
I don't know. 2016 was kind of bad. Anyways.
okay.
But yeah, it's a very tough discussion to have, and that's why I think of it another time. But just to mention it, like with representation, like it kind of sucks that we lost a superhero representation, and I don't feel like we should lose it, but also like I don't want to replace Chadwick. But again, let's continue with Invincible.
Yeah, okay. Episode 1. Here. Oh, the show opens with a conversation about father-son relationships with the security guard talking about how him and his stepson have grown closer. And I'm like, I see what y'all did there.
Yeah, I was like, dang, what is this show about? That was emotional.
It really was.
I'm gonna cry.
Right
it was very emotional. And then like, okay, even later on in like episode 2, it still like carried that thing because it was like he called him dad for the first time, like when they were in London. And I was like, but like they never show up again in the show, so it doesn't matter.
So they're probably dead.
But yeah.
No, the boy comes back like in the episode 7.
Oh right. Yeah, when they're trying to dig up Immortal's body.
Yeah. So I guess they're chilling unless they were in they're in DC, so they're fine. My notes kind of skip to whenever Mark gets his powers and he's training with Omni-Man, and then Omni-Man just punches the shit out of him. And then he starts crying and he's like, Dad, you hurt me. I'm like, oh, this is sad. I mean, at this point, this starts to look like Omni-Man might kind of suck. But he did say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit you that hard. But immediately after that, he's like, you never know what to expect or blah, blah, blah. So it's like you were on the right track and then you fucked it up.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't catch the twists like you did, but like looking back, there were definitely signs, and I do think that was one of them. Just because like their training moment just was not as wholesome as it should have been. it was like, damn, why are you beating your son's ass?
Why did you cave his chest in?
Why are you letting him plummet to the ground?
He really could have caught him. But straight up, I got the first episode spoiled, so I knew Omni-Man was gonna kill all those people. So I don't know if I would have put together that Omni-Man was a dick from that one punch, but it just like in retrospect is like, oh, something's wrong with this guy.
Yeah, I did not get anything spoiled for me. Thank you. Only thing I got spoiled for me was like him calling his wife a pet, but even then I didn't know who anyone was. So I was like, damn, who said that?
You're like, and it's still just as shocking when you know the context. It's still just as bad.
But for the first episode, I was like, the Guardians of the Globe are so cool. Guardians of the Globe is one word away from being Guardians of the Galaxy. I was like, yikes. Yeah, I thought Omni-Man was hot in the first episode.
I
Not
don't
so
like
much
mustaches.
anymore.
I don't like only mustaches. It's not a look for me.
I love a salt and pepper look.
He looks like Tom Selleck.
I don't know who that is.
You'll know him if you see him.
Um, I love Sandra Oh and Steven
Oh my,
Yeun
okay.
in
Yeah, this is
general.
my note. As this relates. Do you have more to say about Sandra?
Oh, I mean, I just love her because I just recently started watching Grays from the beginning. I never watched it before. And Christina is one of my favorite characters, and I love her acting, and I think she's so pretty, and that's it. And I love her voice. Her voice is like very like soothing. I like it.
Mhm.
But
Love
yeah, go ahead
Sandra
with
Oh.
you.
Hate Grey's Anatomy. Liked the first season of Killing Eve. Haven't seen the second one. But anyway, I stand Sandra Oh because of Killing Eve. Anyway, I said this show really knows where to put its money, aka voice acting and action sequences. You know, you got to spend money on Steven Yeun
Mhm.
and Sandra Oh and J.K. Simmons. And the action sequences are like really fluid and there's always a lot going on. But it's like when they're like talking to each other, you know, it's just pretty static. It's just like their face and then their mouth moving and then maybe their eyebrows moving. Or if
Mhm.
you're like in a crowded place, you can just see all the little like filler people and sometimes it'll
Mhm.
be CGI and it's like, oh, I see where you were trying to save money or time.
Yeah, there's a lot of big names in this show. I don't looking back, I don't remember who played who though, because like I'm like Mark Hamill's in the show, but I don't know who he played.
He's the costume designer.
Oh,
Art.
yeah, I'll have to rewatch for that.
Oh, how do we feel about Mark's costume?
It's all right.
Yeah, I'm like, it's all right.
I'm indifferent about it.
I don't know if I like it, but I don't dislike it. You know what I'm saying?
Not to keep comparing it to Marvel, which I'm gonna do a lot, but I mean, I don't think the costumes like in the show are as interesting as like Marvel comic costumes. Like they're not as iconic. Like they're all just like different color blocks, really.
Well, Invincibles makes an eye.
Okay. Incredibles.
But like his head is the dot, and then the yellow is the eye, the rest of the body of the eye. Anyway, yeah. There's certainly a lot of costumes.
Yeah.
I'm like, I wouldn't.
There's a lot of heroes in the show. Like even when they were doing like the superhero auditions, I was like, damn.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
a lot of them they just made up for the show.
Really.
Yeah.
They were running out of ideas for superpowers, you could tell.
Not the people that made, not the core people, but like the background people. They were
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
yeah, my last note is the show goes from 0 to 9,000 in the first episode.
Definitely. Okay, because I thought the episode ended when he was like, I finally got my name. And then it came back and we have like Red Rush and Olga, I think that was her name, talking. And I was like, oh, okay. I thought that was the end. Anyways, okay. And then they're like, oh, alert, alert, da, da, da. And then bam, Omni-Man just comes in, kills all their asses, like slight
Girl,
work. That I was like, what is going on? What is going on? What is going
I was like, ew, 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 gross, ew, the entire time.
No, I was no, because when he like smashed the guy's head, I was like, "What
I
am
was
I watching? What am
My
I
eyes were
watching?"
literally closed. When I saw his eyes like start to pop out his head, I said, nah, fam, I'm closing my eyes.
I was
But
like, "Please."
then he slammed Darkwing's head into the thing. I mean, like there was stuff I didn't know when to close my eyes. Like the Red Rush, I closed my eyes in time because you know it was like slowed down. And I was
Mhm.
like, oh, I'll miss the head explosion. Everyone else just
Oh,
saw
I was there for it all. I was just like,
it.
Yeah, that was crazy. Um,
And at that point, I knew, so I was like, "Okay." I wasn't like, "Oh, maybe he did it for a reason." I was or, like, maybe, like, something came up, like, there's, like, an actual like, a good reason and he's still a hero. When he killed all those people, I said, "He's a colonizer." I was like, "He's a Nazi. He came to invade this planet. He's probably some sort of, like, alien supremacist," and I was correct.
yeah.
So, I mean, you can believe me if you want to. It's true, I called it.
I don't know if you how you gathered that because I was like, oh my god, he's under mind control. Who's controlling him? Who's doing this? Who's doing this to you, Wanda? Like, but
He's
yeah,
a super powered alien. I don't know, it's just like this
it makes sense retroactively, but I didn't catch that. I was like, I mean, as episodes went on, I was sus of him,
I was like, "Oh, they're
but
going like, it's the classic, "Take me to your leader" type thing, but with a different skin on it.
I mean, you just couldn't tell because like earlier when Darkwing was about to die, he saved him. So it's like now you just kill him
I
when you
mean,
can
'cause
save him.
I guess he's trying to keep up appearances, trying to keep up
Yeah.
but also, why does he have to do that? We could talk about that later. Like, why does it matter what your reputation is if you're just gonna fuck everything up later?
Well, I guess that matters because like the initial mission is to get them to like join the empire. So if they all like him, it's like y'all love me, follow me, join my empire. So it's like let me be this good person that everyone loves, so they'll listen to me. But if they want to fight
Mm,
back, then they gotta die.
so
That's why.
did he just forget about that when it was televised, him just killing Immortal and, like,
Well,
smashing
he
it
wasn't trying to be good after that. He nearly cured his son.
but, I mean, I guess, but it's like he still had a I don't know,
I mean, he left. He
but
gonna come back.
crying like a little bitch. I'm kidding. He did cry when he left, but not that he loved it.
My last two notes for well, they were earlier notes, but for episode one was just it was pretty rude of Mark's Powers to come after he got his ass beat. That was very rude of his powers.
Yeah, very
And also maybe just because he's a teenage superhero, but I was getting MCU Peter vibes from him for a little bit.
yeah, just 'cause, yeah, teenage superhero kind of dorky.
Yeah. Except he's not smart like Peter. He's very dumb.
Yeah, he's not, like, dorky, he's just, like, normal teenager. I don't know if he's dumb or if
Not
he's just
even normal teenager. He's
uh,
just saying dumb shit like, "Where's Mount Rushmore?" like,
yeah,
and like,
there's a lot of I felt like if I asked this is, like, no shade on my mom, but, like, my mom is in STEM, right?
mhm.
She's an engineer. I feel like if I asked her where Mount Rushmore is, she'd be like, "N Up north?" Like, it's like, "That's okay, I guess you're correct," but,
But
like,
there was like a couple moments where he like asked like dumb stuff, and I was like, "Bro, come on."
sis.
But I feel like in high school, knowing where like Mount Rushmore and stuff is like something you have to know, like just
Yeah,
for
so
dumb like high school type of stuff.
yeah, and the knowledge should be fresh, and you still don't know.
Cause like I remember like in school, like they made us like memorize like the states and capitals and shit. So I'm pretty sure like you have to learn like landmarks and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's a poor student. That
So
is true.
yeah, unlike Spider-Man, he's not the smartest cookie in the bunch.
Yeah.
Now to episode two.
My very first note is Adam Eve's costume is camel toe central. They should have just made
Yeah,
it a leotard.
it's like pink biker shorts, right?
No, they're like booty like spandex
Yeah,
little booty shorts. Biker shorts would go down
that's
to
true.
the
I mean, mine hike up, but
I just feel
I got
like
poems.
they should have just made it a leotard so it wasn't camel toe central, you know?
I think I would prefer shorts over a leotard. I hate leotards.
I would, because I wouldn't want a camel toe though.
Um, I thought, well, they were trying to, but I was like, damn, how are they gonna revive all these dead superheroes? Because they were trying to, like, they were like, we tried to put them all back together. I was like, ew, How was y'all gonna do that?
Also, her cape is short. I'm sorry, just random. Her cape is a weird length. All right. Yeah.
And then I just made a note, like, just imagine if all the Avengers got annihilated, which I guess kind of like half happened in Infinity War, but like if all of them got annihilated, that would be very sad. That would be a bad day.
Is Peter an Avenger? Peter Parker? He's an Avenger?
As of Infinity War.
Ah, shit. Okay.
Do the Avengers know he's an Avenger? Probably not.
I'm done.
I said the aliens were using Doctor Strange type portals. It looked like the same like stuff they were all coming out of in Endgame, like when they were just marching out. Also, I was like, this show truly doesn't care about just killing like anybody. Like even with like the civilian deaths, graphic as fuck. I was like,
yeah, they're just like head gone, guts everywhere, painting the sidewalk, and I'm like, okay. He was like, stop right
I was
there.
excited.
Shot through all those people, and they just like exploded in front of him. Damn.
Right. I said I was excited to see like a young group of heroes. Just because like we usually get like one young one and then like everyone else is an adult. So it was very cool seeing like teenage heroes. Although Teen Team is a horrible name. I hate that.
And that's why they're disbanded.
No, they just converted to a new group.
Whatever. What else? I don't have a lot of notes on it because I think this is the episode I saw the most. So I just kind of went.
I had a question because we know like Omni-Man has his like powers because he's a Viltrumite. How do all the other heroes have powers? Like I assume they were all aliens too, but they're not.
I mean, I think this is just a universe where anything is possible because there's demons and dragons and aliens. It's just I guess sometimes people just get powers. I mean, maybe it's like they fell into a vat. Maybe they're mutants, Maybe it's like a mutant situation, X-Men situation. I mean, what's her face? Monster Girl got cursed. So
That's true. Yeah.
Just is what it is, I suppose.
I said this for episode 1, but also again, cartoon kissing is so weird because the sound effects.
Yeah, stop that.
It was just like
just kiss in silence.
Yeah, it would work in silence, so we don't need the noises.
Yeah, it's dead silence. I put Amber as a bit precocious for my liking, because like when she called him, and she was like, "You're like," she was just too like. She had too many lines. She was like, "You're terrified of me, aren't you?" And then she was like, and he's like, "Why don't we like study together?" And she was like, "Oh, good, like not too much pressure." Blah blah blah. Like, girl,
very confident.
Like,
in simpler words, I said Amber is sus.
Yeah. Amber is sus emotionally. Should be playing games. My next one is Rex is a super hoe.
Okay, I was about to talk about Rex too, because I said talk about like getting like good actors. They got I don't know how to say his name, but first name Jason.
Let's look it up. Let me look at the word and try to say it.
I know him as Pimento from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and my dad knows him as Jay from Big Mouth. But I love this man. Like his voice is just so recognizable. He always plays dickheads and he does it so well. And I love it.
Is he in Parks and Rec? I think he might be in Parks and Rec. If he's in Parks and Rec, that's why I know him. Mantzoukas. Yeah, Jason Mantzoukas. That's not too bad.
I love him as a dickhead actor. He's very good at it, and his voice is just it's so like perfect for voice acting, but also
very
acting like a crazy person on TV, as seen in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Community.
But yeah, he is a super hoe, as we'll see later.
Are we in episode 2? Shit, I've written the wrong notes. Anyway.
Oh my god.
I put Alan the alien as pretty cool.
Yikes.
Listen, at first I was wondering why they casted Seth Rogen as like a villain. I was like, he's like everyone knows his voice and he's a comedy actor. But then, it turned out he was just there to sort of spar with the Earth's protector. And I was like, oh, okay. He's chill. And that's why Seth Rogen. Got it.
Yeah. I was mad at the teen team because they kept letting the aliens escape. And they just kept coming back like with more advancements. I was like, y'all know y'all could stop them. Like they just let them leave every time. Like that'll do it. They're not gonna come back. And they came back every time.
I think they're trying not to kill people or something. Like not to
Man, fuck
kill.
that. They killed so many civilians. Fuck
Okay.
them.
I
And
don't
then
know.
Robot was like, oh well, let's nuke the city. And first of all, I was like, is this Shield in the first Avengers movie? What do you mean just nuke the city?
Yeah,
That is
we
not
got
plan A or plan B or
nuke
plan
it.
C through Y.
Why not even just like big bomb it? Why a nuke with radiation, dude, bruh.
Yeah, that's kind of all that I had. And I said Omni-Man said that was slight work because they were
Yeah,
trolling.
I
But
said
even
confirms he's evil. Like, how are you just gonna kill half a planet? Not the entire planet came through the portal. Some of them were probably just chilling at home, and he's just gonna fly through their buildings and shit.
well, now they know.
Do they? Because it
The
looks like
other half be warned. But yeah, that is setting up what we know
that
happens
was super
later.
sus. That was super sus of him.
He was on some Thanos bullshit when he went there.
Yeah, he said, "Let me commit genocide real quick."
But yeah, so then we have episode 3, which is the funeral episode. um, I just said poor Olga because when she was at the funeral,
Yeah, that was sad.
she was acting up.
I was like, stop making me sad in a cartoon, you mother.
She was like, he's finally standing still and I can't see him. I was like, I hate that for her.
Omni-Man sucks, bro. I put he has an EQ of about 3 because after the funeral, he was like, let's order a pizza.
Of a 3? How about
An EQ of 3.
Negative 3.
-3, yeah, okay.
He has no emotional intelligence at all.
You're right.
Like at no point did he show like when he dropped a tear and then that was the most emotion he showed.
When you're in the 1 tier at the end of the season.
That takes it from a -3 to a -2.9.
He kind of sort of maybe cares about Mark a little bit. So
another thing that I really liked about the show was like the title screen like popping up like the first time anyone said the word Invincible. But like each time with more blood splatters.
Yeah, that's
the first episode it was clean and it was like yeah.
And then it was like
blood.
yes. This is when I put my note about Amber because I thought this happened in episode 2, but apparently I have that phone conversation. I'm like, she a bit much.
Well, this is where I talk about Rex being a super hoe because he has an orgy with Dupli-Kate and her clones or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Her duplicates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was shiesty as hell.
Was she just waiting for him to break up with Eve, or is she what? She was just immediately down?
Bitches just be lurking.
Bitches be lurking, bro.
No, because there was no reason. Like, she's out here at a funeral and y'all are having a damn orgy. How disrespectful.
That's ratchet, bro.
That was so rude.
The logistics of that, I don't we don't have to go there, but
yeah. Then we have the superhero tryouts.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They were able to come up with some pretty original superpowers, kind of. I mean, Monster Girl was kind of like Hulk, but like.
Yeah. Monster Girl that's the voice of Azula. She does a lot of other voice acting, but the most important one in my book is Azula.
Yeah.
So
So then we have the Mount Rushmore villain who was like, these are slave masters or whatever he said. Like, these are oppressors. Ugh. I was like, okay, woke villain, am I on your team? I said he's a little crazy, but he's got the spirit, you know?
Yes, these are oppressors, and he's like, I'll be the god that's worthy of your worship. That's how you lost me.
Yeah. I was like, okay, you're a little crazy, but you got the spirit, kind of. You kind
Yeah.
of took it a little too
Like
far,
I said,
but like, I was with you. I was with you for a moment, sir.
he had us in the first half.
He had us in the first half, not gonna lie.
I put, at what point should Mark have told Amber that he was invincible?
I mean, he couldn't tell her when they first started. Like, we're 3
But
episodes in. He's probably been a superhero for like a week or two.
no, I think at this point they're like, don't they go to don't they eat Hollow Hollow in this episode? So they've been together for like a while. But I'm saying in general, at one point should he tell her?
I don't know. I just like when you trust somebody, really. I mean, I've never been a superhero. I'll never be a superhero. But I feel like, I guess when it started affecting their relationship, when she's like, you stay like ghosting me, like you're not showing up, you
Yeah.
disappearing. At that point, I'll be like, okay, let me sit you down. I'm invincible. Yeah. I mean, if you feel comfortable enough. I mean, I don't really know why you wouldn't feel comfortable because I don't know whose initial reaction would be like, oh shit, let me tell everybody. I'd be like, ooh, I should not tell anyone that, right? That would put you in danger and me in danger. I'm gonna mind my business and let you do your business.
Oh, I put, why was Eve even with Rex? He sucked and she seemed like a smart girl. He's just brash and mean, and she's like wants to help people. Like, what's going on there? Why are they together?
Teenage girls do be stupid.
I guess. He said he's got abs. Oh
She said, I'm a little dickmatized.
my god. Maybe. I mean, Dupli-Kate was ready to drop everything for it, even going to a funeral.
Yeah. I said I really like the soundtrack because I guess at this point I just noticed how well like the music fit like every scene. I said they got that like art down to a science, kind of like the Guardians of the Galaxy films. Like the music just it just goes so well. They did a good job with the soundtrack. And I
Yeah.
like that it wasn't like original music. It was like real songs.
Yeah. I'd never heard any of these songs, which
There
I
was
like.
like one that I had heard before. I don't remember which one, but I knew one of them. But the rest of them, I was like, okay.
You said they bumping?
Yeah,
Okay.
there was like a rap at some point when I was like, okay.
Was it the one with Titan or the one with the Mahler twins?
I think the Mahler twins. I think I remember that distinctly.
Oh, I
Um,
think there's also a rap song playing with the superhero tryouts, but anyway.
mhm.
Episode
um,
4, my
wait,
only
I don't know what happened at the end of episode 3 that made me say this, but I just said OMG robot with question mark and an exclamation point. So I guess he must have done something sus. And I was like, oh my God, is he evil?
did he let the Mahler twins out?
That wasn't that yet, I don't think.
Mm. He
He
probably
did
got them put
something,
on,
he did something sus. I couldn't
got them
tell you
click
what.
on some computer screen or something.
Yeah. And then I opened episode 4 with, I'm gonna be honest, he looks evil.
Yeah, he looks really scary. I'm like, who designed this? He looks like a skeleton, but not.
And then I said, LOL, Mark do be kind of stupid sometimes. So I'm assuming he said something stupid. And I was like, this kid is
No
not
comment.
smart.
Okay, I think this is the episode Amber figured out who he was. Because literally, she closes the door, he immediately flies away.
He wasn't very like very secretive about like being like he was very much out in the open a lot.
Yeah. She was like the countdown to the Mars thing is going off, and he's like, "Oh, gotta go. I'll be back soon." Rushes away. She closes the door, flies away, and his like, "What?" She could have heard that, seen it.
Not even just that, just like him like in like the first episode when he like crashed into his own backyard like 20 times. I was like, someone looked outside.
Oh yeah.
Someone
Oh,
had
so
to.
the neighbor. Yeah. Oh, is my neighbor that dark haired kid? Oh, so he must be. Yeah. Got it.
Also, Omni-Man is not hidden at all. Like, how do you not?
Face out. People know what he looks like. I don't. Yeah. How's this shit supposed to work?
It doesn't.
Basically, fast and loose. Maybe he's doing the Clark Kent thing, where he like shakes his face really fast, so people don't recognize him. That's the thing. In some Superman comics, he's like shaking his face really fast,
I'm
so
screaming.
people can't recognize him.
But even then, like, he's a famous book author or like travel writer or something like that. So I'm pretty sure he has pictures just up like
And it's also like if you put together, this guy looks like Omni-Man. Omni-Man can fly anywhere in the world at super speed. Wouldn't it make sense for him to write travel books? But whatever. Whatever.
travel blog. All the superheroes should just have travel blogs. I also said shout out to the show for having an interracial couple that doesn't include a white person. Cause a lot of like the interracial couples you see like on TV shows and stuff, it's always white and black, white and Asian, white and Hispanic. It's never like Asian and black, black
Yeah.
and Asian. Wait, why did I just anyway. Asian and black, black and Hispanic. Like it's hardly ever that. So I think that was really nice. I
Yeah, I
like
saw
seeing
a
more of
little
it.
Reddit debate about whether Mark is biracial or not. And here's my answer. No, here's my answer. Look. Well, no,
He's
what do you think?
biracial.
What do you
He's
think?
biracial, girl.
What do you think the answer is? Because I have an opinion.
Biracial.
Okay.
I'm
But
going based
basically,
off the fact that Sandra Oh is the mom and she's fully Asian. So
race? No, race is only applicable to humans. It's a human species categorization. So he's Asian.
so he's an Asian Viltrumite? Like
He's half human, and that human part is Asian. And the other parts, he's an alien. He's just Viltrumite. He's
but do
alien that looks like a
Viltrumites
white
have
kid.
races? Like are there black Viltrumites?
Yeah, but they're not technically human. They're not. So
So he's by species, biracial.
he's by species, looks biracial.
Anyways,
Because to be Asian, you have to be a human from whose ancestry of people from the continent of Asia. To be white, you have to have ancestry from the people of the continent of Europe.
of the
Nope.
Caucasus Mountains.
Hmm?
I said of the Caucasus Mountains.
Yeah. Those people be dark as fuck anyway.
um Another thing I just said was just not Omni-Man just chilling, eating food while the dragon attacked Rome.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I thought you were trying to, if you wanted her to be less suspicious of you, you're doing really bad. He said, do you trust me? That's so cryptic. And then you're gonna like wait for her answer to like save some people, and then you don't even save the people. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that was another red flag.
L. Man,
um,
messing
and
up.
then when his mom was like selling Red Rush in Olga's house, why did she have to clean the house? I said real estate agents don't double serve as maids.
I think maybe because they were friends, and she knew like she wasn't going to be like, "Hey, Olga, I know you're massively depressed. Like, can you clean your house before I sell?" I don't know.
I feel like she could have hired cleaning service, but I just thought that was really weird.
Yeah, I guess you could have. Oh, back to the part where Omni-Man was just letting people die from the dragon. He said, "What's her name?" Debbie was like, "Oh, this takes me back." And he's like, "What are you talking about? It's just been a few years." That was just like a little clue to like his longevity. And she was like, "That was 20 years ago, bro." And he was like, "Oh, yeah." So
That could have been assumed though, since he's like an alien. Their time just works differently.
I guess.
Like
I wouldn't have though. Because Clark Kent, he just dies like a normal person. He's an alien. That's the only alien I'd be thinking about.
not an alien, but space beings. Thor and Loki are like 1,000.
Yeah.
But they're like gods. But like, do
Yeah.
other Asgardians live as long as them? Probably.
Yeah, I think they do.
Because like all of
Valkyrie.
Thor's friends and
Valkyrie.
Valkyrie and shit, Heimdall, like they all I think lived as long as each other.
Anyway, that was just a little clue. In any case, she didn't know he lived for that long if she was saying that shit.
She knew he was an alien though. At least that wasn't like a secret she didn't.
Yeah, she knew he was an alien because the first time she saw him, he was lifting a car. So
Okay, wait, no. That doesn't make sense though, because all these other superheroes, he could have just been a regular
okay, well,
superpower.
like the explanation, he would have been like, she would have known he was a superhero, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm an alien." She'd be like, "Oh word."
Oh, word, that's sexy.
Yeah.
That's basically what she said.
Yeah.
Like, how do you end up with an alien? Anyways,
I would have been like, "Oh."
they're like, oh my god, don't eat me.
I feel like that might get a little weird, homie, and it did. So.
And now she's a pet, so we see how that. Now she's just a worthless pet.
Like a pet. Now you're heartbroken. Look at you.
I don't have anything else on episode 4, so.
Oh, I like the Mars stuff, to be honest.
Oh, okay. I kind of do have something because I just said, oh no, I don't remember. I didn't remember why until you said Mars. It's because one of the astronauts got taken over by the Mars creatures. So, yeah. Yikes.
Yeah, big L on Mark's part.
And then after that, he like kind of like walked in on his parents. I was like,
he's having a bad day. Well, he thought he accomplished the mission. He doesn't know he fucked up yet. This was when Mark gets his ass beat. Okay.
Okay. So the intro of that episode is like the rock guy. I don't remember his name. Do I see it?
Titan.
Okay. Is with Titan, and when he was just kicking everybody's ass, I said, I don't know about y'all, but if I saw everybody else getting their asses murdered, I would simply run away.
Yeah,
What makes you think you can stand up to this man if those 20 people couldn't? Get out of there.
I guess if you're in a gang, you're already like, your mind's already
ride or die.
Yeah, not in self-preservation mode.
Could never be me.
Like, he would have came in the door, I would have said, oh fuck. That one guy at the end was pretty funny though. Like, he shot him and then he was like, leave. He threw the shotgun down. He didn't even do it with him. He just threw it on the crowd and ran.
He was like, you tried, now get the fuck out. And I said, what a nice villain he is, because he destroyed those people's home and then he gave them money and was like, you can buy a house down the street.
He was like a drug dealer, you know how there be drug dealers in the hood?
Yeah.
That get everybody hooked on crack, but then they buy them turkeys at Thanksgiving.
I don't know from experience,
like
but
that
okay.
makes up for it, but it doesn't like El Chapo be like building schools and stuff. It's like, thanks.
Oh yeah, also like I forgot who he was talking to. I think it was like the police or something. But he was like, y'all know damn well y'all do not get paid enough to die for this job. Get out.
He told them to shoot their guns in the air, which I'm like, shoot them in the air. Wouldn't you? Because there'd be bullet holes in the ceiling. And they'll be like, what the fuck? You should have just shot them forward, but okay.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, he was like, come on. Y'all making $7.25.
He's like that. Imagine how dumb that would look on your death certificate. Homicide for $7.25.
Sadness. Yeah. And then I said, not the villain of this episode having auto tune. It's like,
I was like, I know where your family lives. I was like, is someone gonna like remix this, put it on YouTube? I know where your family lives. I put Eve's parents suck so hard.
I said her dad sucks ass.
Mom sucks too. She's complicit. She's just as guilty. How the fuck is Rex gonna take care of her?
They're both like 17. What do you mean?
Like, how he makes things explode and she can rearrange matter. Like, what the fuck? She can
Okay,
protect herself.
that's another thing. Because of WandaVision, Eve gave me WandaVision vibes with her like rearranging Adam's
Yeah.
powers
And red hair.
and the red hair.
And red.
Wanda minus the tragic background.
Yeah.
Her tragic background is just shitty parents
Yeah.
who
Wanda
think
was
a
very
17-year-old boy can protect their daughter. Have they ever met teenagers?
Also, like, she said she had been with Rex longer than she had been with the teen team. And she'd been with the teen team for 3 years. And I'm like, you're 17 or 18 years old.
So they met when she was like 14, 15?
Yeah, and I'm like, but she said longer than that. So, like, what? Like, what?
Oh, what?
She said she'd been with Rex longer than she had been with teen team. And I'm like, in middle school? What are you doing anyway? Anyway. Is
Oh,
she
also, did Amber know Eve was a superhero? Because something in their conversation when they were at the soup kitchen, when she was like something about her like, oh, like you're too busy saving the world. I was like, oh, okay, so she knows she's a superhero? Or was that just like a friend joke? Like,
She said that to Eve? Because she said that to Mark, like on their first date when he had to go.
she said that to Eve too in this episode.
Oh, well, maybe she did know because she had. I think she figured out that Mark was invincible on the Mars episode, and so maybe she also figured out that, like, she maybe watched some news footage or something.
I mean, Eve was also very obvious superhero.
Yeah,
I think for all these shows, you just have to have the suspension of
but
belief.
like Eve knows people should recognize her though. That's kind of, it's like, oh yeah, red hair.
It's the way her name's not even Eve for me. Her name is Samantha.
Is it not like Samantha Eve or something? Because people literally call her Eve.
Her parents were just like, Samantha. So I was
I
like,
know. I was assuming that was like a middle name or something. Let's look it up because it doesn't make sense for everyone to call her Eve.
2 seconds later.
Samantha Eve is her middle name.
okay.
I don't like when it's obvious that two characters are going to end up together, but then they put a bunch of like stuff in the middle before they get together. For example, Freddie and Sam from iCarly and Jim and Pam.
No
Bro.
one was shocked.
Yeah, just cut to the chase, bro. And that's how I feel about Mark's relationship with Amber. It's like we know he ends up with Eve. Even if you didn't read the comics, it's
Yeah,
like
I mean, it was pretty obvious, like, because even when like she kissed Rex, like in that episode, I was like, oh,
you're like, all right,
oh,
all right,
okay.
sure.
And then when he messed up, because he was like, she's with Mark now, I was like, yeah, you're right.
You're right.
What about it?
You anyway, Rex, bitch. Anyway.
But yeah, at the end of this episode, I think this was when you said like Mark guy's ass beat, and then the GDA took him to the
Yes.
under the Pentagon hospital.
Yes.
And then they were like testing on his like Viltrumite cells, like how can we kill this? I was like, oh my god, they're bad. But then
Yeah,
I was like,
they said they needed
be
him.
shocked because I don't trust like any of these like things because like Marvel again, Shield distrust. I said so the GDA is also bad, obviously.
Yeah, I think they were running a few experiments, like, because they needed to figure out how to kill Omni-Man. So, like, how do you kill the Viltrumite cells? And they also, Cecil said that they needed Mark, so they also might have tried to clone him if he had died.
Yeah, that's
But
a
he
good
didn't
point.
die, so.
But why wouldn't they have done that earlier with like the Guardians of the Globe? Like they could clone them.
They didn't think they were killable.
I'm saying after they were killed, like
I mean, they did. I guess that's what they're doing in that lab and why they saved their bodies, maybe.
true.
Because they didn't bury them. They're just in that lab. I put Mark to be better at fighting all
What
those
do you
villains.
mean they didn't bury them? Yes, they did.
There was nothing in those boxes, were there?
That's
I mean,
how
I thought it was
the
implied.
twins brought Immortal back to life.
Hmm?
Isn't that how the twins brought Immortal back to life? Because they like came to the grave that the kids were digging up.
You're correct. Okay. Yeah.
So,
And yeah.
yeah. I don't remember what happened at the beginning of episodes, but I just said this show is insane. So I'm
Wait,
assuming.
I'm still talking about episode 5.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I said Mark should be better at fighting all those villains in the penthouse. He's got like super strength, right? I just feel like he should just
Got like super everything. Like, bro, why are you getting your ass beat consistently?
yeah, I was like, just go for the kill immediately. Like you're in a bad spot, just rip their heads off. Like your dad. Just punch a hole through them.
Activate instant kill, bro.
Yeah, straight up. And he said, "You guys are fucking dead." And then he was doing good for a little bit. And I was like, "Let's go, Mark. Let's go." And then like he lost it. I'm like, "How?" Just go ham. Just go like ham the entire time. But yeah, that's my only thing. I feel like his power levels fluctuate, and I'm like, what's going on?
That's true.
But I also feel like he's maybe supposed to be getting stronger as time goes on. Like, at the beginning, he's like, I don't know how to fly. I can't fly that fast.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a teenage hero series / coming of age story. So coming of age as a teenage superhero.
Coming of age by having your face smashed into a mountain by your dad.
That's horrible. Daddy issues.
Yeah. Daddy Issues, the show. Episode 6 is the one where they go to the college. I don't know what happens at the beginning. I guess he's in the hospital or some shit.
Okay, that's why I said the show was insane. Because at the beginning, like that rich kid got like kidnapped.
Oh yeah.
And then they turned him. They were like chopping him up basically to turn him into whatever the fuck that was.
A cyborg.
A cyborg, yeah. So I was like, yikes, this show's crazy.
I was like, this is sad.
And then I also said gay best friend is the new black bestie.
But okay, the gay best friend trope has been around for a long time. I think maybe like when did it start? Maybe like the 90s. But it's usually for a female protagonist.
Yeah,
so
that's very true.
This is a white female protagonist. So this is at the very least a little bit of a paradigm shift.
But even then, sometimes the gay best friend is combined with the black best friend. Like it's usually like a gay black guy sometimes.
Yeah, like in Sweet Home Alabama.
So yeah. Also, if you know Broadway, the gay best friend was played by Andrew Rannells.
Oh, I don't. I've got another. Here's I was gonna say this for later, but since we brought up Broadway, what's the fucking guy's name that William has a crush on? Rick. It's Jonathan Groff.
I love Jonathan Groff.
Yeah, well, he was Rick, so.
He was Rick?
Yeah.
Bro, I gotta rewatch this show and just listen for voices.
I was like, wow, okay, I have a note later about people that I'm surprised they got because they're expensive, and they said like 3 lines.
That's really good. I'm glad they had the gay characters actually played by gay men.
Oh, the normal guy's gay too? Not normal guy. Normal as in like the main character, William.
Yeah, Andrew Rannells is gay.
What episode is this? 6? Oh, I put, tell me that mad scientist is not Loki. The design of that guy?
Okay, yeah.
Tell me that's not Loki, but anyway.
That's Loki.
Random, but I really like the sound effect for Eve flying.
I can't remember the sound.
I think it might be like a fighter jet sound.
Okay, I think so.
But it's like, dude, I don't know why I even tried that. I don't know why I even tried that.
But yeah, I said that poor rich kid. They like really fucked him up.
Yeah, being a douchebag doesn't mean you
justify that.
Yeah, it doesn't justify that.
And then he killed himself.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, bro.
Like this show is really going for it.
This show is going hard. It doesn't care about your feelings. I said Amber goes to a frat party alone, double question mark. And I'm like, bitch, I thought you were supposed to be like smart and like woke or something. It's like, don't you know not to go to a fucking frat party by yourself as a woman? You're stupid. Just to
Yeah.
get on Mark's nerves, you petty as hell.
I was also just like, this bitch is dramatic.
She really, yeah, she is. Oh my gosh, she's dramatic. That's what it is about her character. She just be doing shit for dramatic effect.
Very much dramatic. Like, just okay, like he's like, I ran to get help. Even though it's very odd, like William noticed him. I was like, okay, yeah, it's so obvious that was Mark. She was like,
Yeah.
where did you go? He's like, oh, I went to get help. And she's like, why would you just leave us here? Y'all could have went to get help too. Y'all was just standing there. Y'all wasn't contributing nothing.
Why don't you tell him you know, bitch? God, that was also an option. You could have just been like, I know you're invincible.
Yeah, I guess in that moment she was like, is he gonna tell me? So maybe that's really why she was mad. She's like, he doesn't want to tell me he's invincible. But at that point, girl, just fucking say what's on your mind.
Yeah, honestly, I've been feeling
You're dramatic. Like, there's obvious reasons why people don't reveal their secret identities. Don't get butthurt about it.
straight up, bro. And like, I guess it makes sense that what's his name? William hadn't noticed because he hadn't seen Invincible up close.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like immediately when he sees him up close, he's like, oh, it's Mark.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up. So.
Okay, but Mark was also kind of shisty when William's like, something's wrong with Rick. He just randomly like got off the phone and now he's not picking up.
Yeah, he was being a dickhead about
Mark
that.
was like, I don't care. Where's Amber?
Yeah. And then later, William calls him out. He's like, this wouldn't have happened if you had done something earlier. And he's like, yeah, I know I suck.
What about it?
He's just like, straight up, I suck. At least he knows where the areas in which he can improve.
He's not a great superhero, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, he's kind of ass. Well, actually, I mean, in between the stuff we don't see, I think we only see him messing up for the sake of the plot. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because by the end of the show, he's had his powers for like 8 months or something. So it's like he's probably done some good stuff in between that, and we just seen the fuck ups.
Y'all seen any good stuff?
Got that elephant dude.
Yeah, that's all I have for episode 6. I just said, oh no, not Rick, because I liked Rick.
Yeah, I just said cyborg shit was pea sad. I hope they fix him because that's really bleak ending.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was kind of like not like, did they help them or not? Mm-hmm.
He said that was not it.
I'm saying like that was like a loose tie. Like it wasn't. Everything in the show was a loose tie. Actually, nothing was definite by the end of the series. Like all these villains came back. Well, they're preparing to come back. Like they all still alive and stuff. I was like, they didn't solve shit. They're all terrible superheroes.
Omni-Man's in space somewhere.
He's about to come back with a Viltrumite army. Earth is doomed.
Sure.
Mark cannot take all of them. He could barely handle not even barely, he couldn't handle his father.
Not handle his dad.
So, and his father stopped due to his 0.1 EQ. So them Viltrumites who have zero connection to him are not gonna spare his life at all.
Yeah, they'll just be like, what is this? Tear him in half. My first note for episode 7 is not Nolan flying through the roof. Like when they were fighting, Debbie was like, I know, like that you did it, and like he like sort of gave up, and he's like, we'll talk about this later. Doesn't use the door, just through the roof. I'm like, you're such an asshole for no reason. It's not necessary.
Yeah, that was uncalled for. And also, I think by this point, I was like, okay, so he definitely killed the Guardians on his own. But I still didn't know why. I was just like, bro, why did he kill them? What was the reason? I still didn't know the reason.
This is also the episode in which Amber breaks up with Mark officially.
And reveals that she already knew that he was invincible.
I said she really needs to straighten out her priorities. That's the only note I have about that.
Yeah, to which I said, she already know, and she's still acting up. he gotta let her loose. She ain't worth it.
Cut her loose. It's also the episode where Robot gets a new body. I had suspected that it was a guy controlling him from somewhere, but I thought he's like in a computer chair or something.
Yeah, that was nasty.
Yeah.
What was that? Is this man like floating in fluid in an incubator type?
Anyway.
Looking like that.
Yeah. But anyway, when he started controlling the robots with his mind, I was like, oh, sick. Like literally, I said that out loud, watching shit by myself.
Also, the fact that he's like in love with Monster Girl.
They're the same age.
I know, but she has the body of a kid. So at what point did you start liking her?
He's in love with her beautiful soul.
Like, even though he like got not baby, like child Rex's body, it's like you're a grown ass. Well, you say he's 24 as well.
He's 30. She's 25.
Okay.
I can see the argument that he is attracted to Monster Girl for her personality.
Okay.
That's the angle that I'm going with.
Okay.
It's weird that. Yeah, I mean, I guess he was like with the body thing. He's like, fuck else was I gonna do? Make a man body and be with her? That's really weird.
Did she like him back? Was that a discussion we had?
It was not.
In that case, did she fall in love with a robot? Okay, Wanda, calm down. Like,
I think he just wanted a body, period, and he was like, oh, now I like this girl. I should age it down so it doesn't look crazy if we start making out or something.
I wouldn't want to see two kids make out either.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like he should have gotten some consent from Rex before deciding to become him, though. But then he was like, I felt like she liked Rex, so I wanted it to be him. Okay, well.
He said, what if I take his face, but my personality? How about that?
I mean, I feel like she kind of like bantering with Rex too, like how they would just like pick on each other.
Yeah, but that's not, I don't know if that's like, he's younger, he's a teenager.
That's true, he's a teenager. So.
Oh, wait, hold on a damn second.
He could be slightly older than Eve. Like well, he's definitely a teenager because teen.
No, but hold on a damn second. So, Robot was working off the assumption that Monster Girl, who was a grown woman, might have been attracted to a teenager.
Now it's getting money.
It's getting a little dicey. Let's move on.
The last thing I said was just Omni-Man done lost his mind, I fear.
I feel, why does he have to make such a mess when he murders people? It's nasty.
Because he's bad.
He could actually
just don't kill people like that.
Remember when he could just cut their heads off like he did with Immortal, just one bloop. But he's like ripping people's arms off, breaking them in half and shit. And I'm like, ew, like all those invisible people. Or it's on the next episode, whatever. It's gross.
Yeah.
I'm like, they didn't deserve all that.
Oh yeah. I think that was the end of this episode because I think by the end of this episode, they came and got his mom, and they were like in his house like with invisible people, and then he went across the street and killed all those people.
Yeah, he gave zero fucks. Not him grabbing the guy's spine. Like, why do that? Why grab his spine? Just cut his head off. Like, why are you doing this nasty shit?
He's bad. That's another red flag. That's another sign. We should have known. You knew. I should have known.
He crazy. EQ of negative 999. I was gonna say negative 1,000, but he's got +1 for Mark.
Yeah. He's crazy. Yeah. Now I'm on episode 8.
Yeah. My opening note is, now that we know there are a bunch of super colonizers out there, should Earth just roll over so the human race doesn't end?
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, just give up. Like the entire time we was beating Mark up, which is the entire episode, I was like, Mark, just let it happen, honestly. Like
I mean,
they're
like, are their intents like malicious? Like, they don't want to turn humans into like slaves, right? They just want them to like be a better world as well.
I mean, that's what they say, but it's
But like, they're
what
also
does that
probably going
look
to kill
like?
a lot of people that they deem as weak in order to do so. So it's like,
Yeah. It's like, what does advancement look like for these people who are willing to kill off their own population and then just annihilate worlds that don't agree with them? I mean, I just think if I was like Earth government, I'd be like, let's just let them have it and at least and hope for the best, honestly. Let's hope they don't make us slaves.
let's take our chances.
Yeah, I was like, because it's like we will all die or we might not, you know?
We will all die, or just some of us will die.
Yeah,
Because
that's
ultimately, I think they're just going to do the same thing they did on their own planet, like kill whoever they deem as weak. I would be dead because I have asthma, so they'd be like, "Get your shitty lungs out of here."
I got asthma, I got astigmatism, I've got OCD, which is on the little list of disabilities when you're applying for a job.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm like, that tracks.
Like, I have anxiety. They put me in any type of pressure, I'm a explode. So they'd be like, "Be gone, weakling."
Yeah. They feel like, I'm so sad. They wouldn't even say sorry. It would just be so quick. I wouldn't even know what was happening.
Or they'll make it painful, like
Yeah, or they'll just be the worst about it.
Omni-Man will be like, "Look at your shitty lungs. Your hands."
Yes.
Yeah.
I said, is there not a Viltrumite council rule against sleeping with the wildlife? Because if Omni-Man thinks humans are just like animals, why is he fucking one?
Okay. At first, I thought of the Viltrumites as Thanos, but you were like, Thanos just genuinely just wanted to kill like half of people, and that's it. Now I'm thinking of him as like Ego from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Mm.
Because like he was going to like each species to see like who could help him like take over the world. And so in that case, like he was sleeping with everybody. Obviously, he had all these kids until one of them had the powers to allow him to do that. So in that way, they reminded me, and that just clicked for me, by the way.
I think of him as a Nazi. Superpowers. He's
Okay.
saying, get colonized or die. And I said, not him devaluing Debbie by calling her a pet and saying her life doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, not only did he call her a pet, then he said she's worthless. I said,
Like,
bro, I'll fuck you up. I would
yeah,
have down there my goddamn self with a shotgun or something. I would
yes.
have tried.
Somebody slit this man's throat, honestly. I know you can't do it, but somebody try. And okay, if that, like he said, in the grand scheme of things, Debbie's life doesn't matter, but it's like, in the grand scheme of things, doesn't your life not matter if you only live like for a few thousand years and the universe lasts for billions of years?
In the grand scheme of things, nobody's life matters.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, you're cherry picking. You suck. Idiot. He's the worst character ever.
Yeah. And then I said Mark sucks at saving people.
That wasn't his fault though. The building was gone. The one his dad threw him through.
Yeah. That's where I said that. Like when he picked up her dead arm, I said,
But
like he could have flown away. I don't know. He could have done something better.
but the little girl, how is he gonna? Anywho, there's a part before this. This is before that, where his dad threw him into Chicago. Remember when he saved that fighter pilot and then his dad just killed him, like for no reason?
Yeah.
I was like, how? I was like, why are you like this, man?
He was like, "Thank you, I have a family." What is wrong with you, sir? He's horrible. Yeah, I said Omni-Man is horrible. What the fuck?
The Omni-Man really be killing fools for no reason. The Flaxens, like when he did that other dimension, and then the fighter pilot. Bro.
Yeah.
Also, next note is, how was the train thing gonna convince Mark of anything? He said maybe this time he'll learn, and then he puts his face in the train. What? How would that make him want to conquer the world with you? He's already crying and shit from all the other dead people.
That man is unhinged as hell, because what was the reason?
Is he crazy for a Viltrumite too? Because he doesn't know how to reason?
I can't speak for the rest of Viltrumites, but this man is actually unhinged as hell.
It's like, you have to be able to use logic, right, to conquer people, and I don't think you can get somebody on your side by traumatizing them, you know? That's stupid. You're stupid.
That was scary.
I was like, this is probably the worst thing to happen to a character in any fiction thing ever.
Yeah. And then I said, Immortal really came back just to die.
He did. He died at the end of episode 7.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. Because episode 8 opens with his like blood raining on the grass. And Mark's like, bro, what the hell? And then he's like,
no way. No.
Yeah, I'm so serious.
My bad. Once again, I'm wrong, everyone. No one's shocked.
I put that last combo on the mountain when Mark's face is swollen and his chin's busted open and everything. I was like, we love a dad who's both physically and emotionally abusive. He said, talking about, think, Mark. Get out, man.
That man is horrible. I hate him.
He's the worst. And he said, what would you have in 500 years? And then Mark says, you, Dad. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. I was like, you don't want him.
I think he was saying, like...
I know what he was saying, but I was like, fuck that man.
Like, if you hadn't have done this and I still lived a long time, we could still be buddies in 500 years. You psychopath.
Me and you, Dad. You and your 50th wife. Yeah, my last note was just the way they didn't kill a single villain in the show, because they were all preparing to come back for season 2.
But all that stuff looks like slight work, to be honest. I feel like all that's going to be like, sort of, because you know how this was like a big story and then like little villains. I think that's going to be like the little villain shit.
Yeah.
I like how the friction from the atmosphere burns the blood off of Omni-Man's suit. I was like, that's pretty cool.
I didn't notice that, but that's a good like note.
Yeah. Whenever Mark's like, you, Dad, I still have you, and he's like sitting there, blood gushing out of his mouth, Omni-Man like stops and is like crying or some bullshit, and then he just runs away, and then all the blood goes, and then the teardrop falls out his eye. I'm like, you suck. I hate you.
And then does time go by like to when Mark is like speaking to the alien again?
Yeah. Yeah, so he's in the hospital. Ooh. He in the hospital, he get out the hospital.
How did I get him from Mount Everest?
The helicopter.
Oh. Can helicopter?
We also don't know if that was Mount Everest. Was that even Mount Everest?
I assumed it was from like when they were there earlier in the season.
Later, the friction from the atmosphere also burns off Mark's clothes. Like when he goes to see. Is it Alan or Alvin? Alan the alien. He goes, and his clothes burn off, and then it's just his suit left. Cool. Alan, slow as hell.
Yeah.
It's a Viltrumite on your planet. Bitch, I'm a Viltrumite.
He was like, I wasn't supposed to be coming here because y'all already fucked.
There was no point. Y'all are a lost cause. But
y'all are a lost cause, literally. Yeah.
And so not Amber popping up after she broke his heart, but whatever.
I hate her.
I saw that your dad smashed your face into a mountain.
I felt
Let's
bad.
make out.
Would some pussy make it feel better? No, I'm kidding.
Riverdale season 2. Did you watch Riverdale season 2 any? In like the first episode, like Archie's dad gets shot, and then he
Oh,
goes
and then
to the
him and like, oh, I forgot her name, Veronica, are just like
hospital.
fucking a lot.
No, but like no, like his dad gets shot. He gets back from the hospital. He's covered in his dad's blood. He goes to take a shower, and then
Yeah, that's
fucking
what I'm talking
Veronica
about. She
steps
just
in the
pops in the
shower.
shower with him.
I'm like, girl, what the? That's that's Amber vibes, honestly.
Veronica and Amber, fucking guys at the most inconvenient time.
Yeah.
Emotionally inconvenient time.
Here's a note that I have, sort of. I feel like this show, physically completely unrealistic. There's people flying and shit, but it's emotionally realistic,
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Mark should be traumatized, like full on PTSD. And he
And
seems
I
to
think he will be in season 2.
because now he just seems like sad. Like, yeah. But it's like, I think that train thing should fuck him up.
I would never get on a train again.
I'd
I mean, he
move
doesn't
on.
need to because he can fly everywhere.
I'd
But
never look at a subway again. I don't even know. Be
I wouldn't
horrible.
even eat at the restaurant. No.
Standout voice acting performances, in my opinion, Steven Yeun, obviously.
Love
Does
him.
really good.
That's my baby. I stopped watching The Walking Dead just because they killed him. For the
He does really
homie.
good. He makes it seem like he makes you forget that the cartoon characters basically have like static faces,
Mm-hmm.
just because his inflection and stuff. Sandra Oh, obviously. Her character has a lot to do in this. And Walton Goggins, the voice of Cecil, I think he did good.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one we put, oh, I said that already. Okay, here's a list of people I'm surprised they cast because they're expensive and barely had any lines. Mark Hamill, I'm sure he's expensive, but like it's like okay, maybe because he is known to work in comic book cartoons, like he's been the Joker a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Still,
He's just fucking
Mahershala Ali. Mahershala Ali is Titan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I mean, cool, but y'all really, I guess, Seth Rogen, Jonathan Groff, John Hamm is the security guard at the White House, the one with the stepson. Ezra Miller is the Loki-looking cyborg motherfucker. Digimon Hansu is the Martian Emperor.
You put Ezra Miller twice.
I see, yeah.
You said, I'm just really surprised that he was there.
Yeah, but that's the list. I was like, why did you have to drop the bag on any of these people when they have 3 things to say? But cool anyway. Okay, do you have any
People just want to be involved in cool projects, even if they have a small role.
But I'm saying the people that made the show, their budget.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Robert Kirkman got all that money from The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
They got fucking like 2 spin-offs now. They got Fear the Walking Dead and some new one that
Are those still going on or are they off now?
Yes.
Oh, no.
I still see commercials.
Do you have any predictions?
I mean, obviously, all the villains from this season are coming back, and also obviously the Viltrumites are coming.
Yeah.
Or maybe I don't know. Maybe Omni-Man possibly will be like, I got the job done. You don't need to go check. I doubt it, but like possibly. I don't know.
Never look into it. It's fine. I put Viltrum versus everybody. Like Alan, the alien, said they're trying to get enough planets together.
Mm-hmm.
Fight them. I think Amber's gonna die somehow because you always gotta motivate the main character by killing a loved one.
don't feel like she's important enough.
But she's a love interest, and she's Black. So she gotta die.
She's a terrible lover. I wouldn't mind if she died.
Obviously Mark and Eve get together, but I'm like, is that a prediction? If we like,
Obvious.
yeah,
Everything we said was obvious. If Amber's important, she might die. I feel like also possible deaths could be his mom.
Oh no, that better not happen.
Or William.
Oh.
You're like, Amber can go. No, nobody else, please.
Yeah, Amber can fuck right off.
Other than that, no, not really. I mean, I do have one question, because like, you know how they were like, oh, Teen Team is like the 4th best superhero group. Like, where are all the other superhero groups? They like never show up to anything.
Who's got time to animate all that?
Yeah. I mean, well, you said like they made up random characters for the auditions, but I assume like they were, the other groups as well were auditioning. I don't know. Why would you leave your group to join a group that died when you could just continue with your name and become like the number one? I don't know. Whatever. I don't know why I thought of that. That was dumb.
What? No, was it dumb? I don't know. Maybe we'll see them next season.
Woot woot. I don't know.
Anyway, I give this series a 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was very good.
And I bet the next season's not going to come out for another 2 fucking years, so that's sick. I don't know. I'm just like, I feel like whenever I like something, it just takes the longest time.
I don't know. I hope they don't. I feel like I won't lose interest. That's a damn lie.
I was like,
I'll be tuned right the fuck in when it drops. No matter how long they make me wait.
I wake up out the coma. Oh, Invincible season 2.
Dun, dun. It's back.
Yeah, out the grave.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I got to say. It's a very great series.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 recommend.
Not for children though.
Yeah.
Definitely not for children.
Don't put it on and like walk out. Don't put it on for your kids and like leave because you think it's Spider-Man. I would not end
Spider-Man. It is not kid friendly at all.
You
It's very much an adult comic movie show. Which I
said, oh, there's an Asian Spider-Man now? Cool.
Nope, none of that. Yeah.
Just like
I'm glad they made like an adult cool show. I'm tired of watching these kids shows. Here I am watching like High School Musical, the musical, the series, and Julie and the Phantoms 1,000 times a day when I need to stop. So yeah.
Shit, I'm gonna still be watching.
Make more adult shows.
I'm gonna still be watching Disney Channel original movies. You can fight me, I don't care.
This is the outro. We are done talking.
The
No, I'm kidding. Bye.
Oh.
Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Gracias. Adios.